This dolphin waited for hours near a dock. What it wanted broke everyone's heart. The morning sun dances across the crystal waters of Monterey Bay, California. Waves lap gently against the weathered planks of Harbor Pier, a wooden dock that has stood for 40 years, witnessing countless sunrises and the endless rhythm of the sea. Seagulls cry overhead, diving for scraps from the early morning fishermen. The air smells of salt and seaweed, of life and endless possibility. But today, something is different. Something that will change everything the locals thought they knew about the ocean and the creatures that call it home. At 7 in the morning, old Pete Martinez arrives at the dock with his fishing gear, just like he has every day for the past 15 years. Pete is 73, weathered like the dock itself, with hands that know every knot and eyes that have seen every kind of weather the Pacific can throw at you. He's setting up his tackle box when he notices something unusual in the water. A gray shape, sleek and graceful, circling just beyond the dock's edge. A dolphin. But not just any dolphin. This one is different. She moves with purpose, swimming in tight circles, her dorsal fin cutting through the water with precision. Every few minutes, she surfaces, her intelligent eyes scanning the dock, the boats, the people. She's looking for something. Someone. Pete has fished these waters for decades, and he's never seen behavior like this. The dolphin stays all morning. Pete watches fascinated as she maintains her vigil. She doesn't hunt. She doesn't play with the other marine life that passes by. She simply waits, circling, watching, hoping. When the afternoon sun begins to beat down on the water, she's still there. When evening comes and the fishermen pack up their gear, she remains. Her name, though no human knows it yet, is Luna. The next morning, she's back. And the next. And the next. Word spreads through the small harbor community like ripples on water. The dock dolphin, they call her. Tourists start arriving with cameras. Children press against the pier railings, pointing excitedly at the graceful creature who has made their harbor her home. But Luna pays them little attention. She's waiting for something else, something more important than all the wonder and excitement she's creating. Days turn into weeks. Luna's routine never changes. She arrives at dawn, begins her patient circles, and stays until well after dark. She barely eats, ignoring the fish that swim within easy reach. Harbor officials grow concerned. Marine protection groups are called. Everyone has theories, but no one has answers. Why would a wild dolphin choose to spend every waking moment at a single dock? What could possibly be worth such dedication, such unwavering hope? That's when Dr. Sarah Chen arrives. She's a marine biologist from the nearby aquarium called in to assess the situation. Sarah has spent 20 years studying marine mammals, but she's never encountered anything quite like this. She sets up her equipment on the dock, preparing to observe and document Luna's behavior.
You're safe here.
But the moment she sees the dolphin surface, her breath catches in her throat. The scar. A distinctive mark along Luna's left side, faded but unmistakable. Sarah's hands tremble as she pulls out her files, flipping through years of research photos. There it is, the same scar, the same gentle curve of the dorsal fin. She knows this dolphin. They've met before under very different circumstances. 3 years ago, Sarah was part of a rescue team that responded to an emergency call. A marine park in Florida was closing down, and their dolphins needed immediate relocation. The facility had been their home for years, but it was no place for such intelligent social creatures. The rescue was complex, involving multiple dolphins that had formed deep bonds with each other. They were transported to a marine sanctuary off the California coast, where they could live in a more natural environment while still receiving the care they needed. Luna was one of those dolphins. But she wasn't alone. She had a companion, another dolphin named Echo. They had been together for 8 years at the marine park, an inseparable pair. During those years of captivity, they had formed a bond that went beyond simple friendship. They were family, sharing food, playing together, comforting each other through the darkest times. When the rescue team moved them to the sanctuary, Luna and Echo were placed in the same pod, ensuring they could stay together. But something went wrong during the transition to freedom. The sanctuary was designed to gradually reintroduce captive dolphins to the wild, allowing them to choose whether to stay in the protected area or venture into the open ocean. Most dolphins chose to explore, returning to the sanctuary when they needed rest or medical attention. Luna and Echo were among the first to venture out, swimming together into the vast Pacific. They were spotted several times over the following months, always together, learning to hunt, to navigate, to be wild again. But then one day, only Luna returned to the sanctuary. Echo was nowhere to be found. The sanctuary staff searched for weeks using boats and underwater cameras, but the ocean had swallowed Echo without a trace. They assumed the worst, that perhaps a shark attack or illness had claimed her. Luna waited at the sanctuary for days, calling out with the distinctive whistles that dolphins use to communicate. But Echo never answered. Eventually, Luna disappeared too. The sanctuary staff hoped she had joined a wild pod, found a new family to help her heal from her loss. They never expected to see her again. But here she was, 3 years later, waiting at Harbor Pier with the same desperate hope that had once kept her vigil at the sanctuary. Dr. Chen realizes the heartbreaking truth. Luna isn't just waiting randomly. This dock, this specific location, holds significance. She pulls out her maps, traces the ocean currents, and her heart sinks. The currents that flow past Harbor Pier are the same ones that would carry anything or anyone from the area where Echo disappeared. Luna has been coming here because some deep instinct tells her this is where Echo might wash up, might return, might be found. For 3 years, Luna has been searching. She's traveled hundreds of miles of coastline, checking every inlet, every harbor, every place where the currents might bring her beloved companion home. Harbor Pier is just the latest stop in a journey driven by love, loyalty, and a grief that refuses to fade. Dr. Chen watches as Luna surfaces again, her eyes scanning the dock with the same hope that has sustained her for weeks. The scientist's heart breaks. She knows something Luna doesn't, something that makes this vigil both beautiful and tragic. The marine park where Luna and Echo lived kept detailed records of all their animals. Echo had been microchipped, like all captive marine mammals. If her body had ever been found anywhere along the coast, the chip would have been detected. The silence means only one thing: Echo is gone, lost to the depths of an ocean that keeps its secrets. But Luna doesn't know this. She can't know this. All she knows is that once long ago she had a friend who meant everything to her. And somewhere in her intelligent, emotional mind, she believes that if she waits long enough, searches hard enough, hopes deep enough, that friend will come back. Dr. Chen makes a decision. She can't bring Echo back, but she can give Luna something else. She contacts the sanctuary, explains the situation. Within days, a team arrives with a boat specially equipped for dolphin interaction. They don't try to capture Luna or force her to leave. Instead, they offer her a choice. Using underwater speakers, they play recordings of dolphin calls from the sanctuary. The sounds of a pod that has welcomed other rescued dolphins, other souls seeking family. Luna listens, her head tilted, her intelligent eyes focused on the source of the sound. For the first time in weeks, she stops circling. She moves closer to the boat, closer to the possibility of belonging somewhere again. The process takes days. Dr. Chen and her team, patient, gentle, letting Luna make every choice. They offer her fish, but don't force her to eat. They play the calls, but don't demand she respond. They simply exist in her space, showing her that she's not alone, that there are others who understand loss, who know the weight of searching for something that may never be found. Slowly, gradually, Luna begins to interact. She swims alongside the boat, her movements less frantic, more curious. She even plays briefly with a floating toy the team offers a flash of the joy that once defined her life with Echo. But every evening, she returns to her vigil at the dock, still hoping, still waiting. On the seventh day, something changes. Luna approaches the boat and stays close, her body language different, more relaxed. She's made a decision. As the boat begins to move slowly away from the dock, Luna follows. She doesn't look back at Harbor Pier, doesn't resume her endless circles. She's chosen to trust, to try again, to believe that family can be found in new places with new faces. The boat leads her to a pod of dolphins near the sanctuary, rescued animals like herself, who understand the journey from captivity to freedom. Luna approaches them cautiously, then with growing confidence. She exchanges calls with them, the complex whistles and clicks that are the language of her kind. And for the first time in 3 years, she's answered. Dr. Chen watches from the boat as Luna begins to swim with the pod, her movements fluid and natural. The scientist wipes tears from her eyes, knowing she's witnessed something profound. Luna hasn't forgotten Echo, she never will. But she's learned that love doesn't end with loss, that family can be found again, that hope can transform from desperate waiting into joyful belonging. Months later, researchers spot Luna regularly with her new pod, hunting, playing, living fully in the wild. She's become a leader among them, her experience and intelligence guiding younger dolphins, learning to navigate their freedom. Sometimes on calm days, she's seen swimming alone near the surface, her calls carrying across the water. The researchers believe she's still talking to Echo, sharing the stories of her new life, her new family, her new hope. And that's the story of Luna the dolphin, whose love was so strong, it kept her searching for 3 years. Her vigil at Harbor Pier wasn't just about loss, it was about the power of connection, the depth of emotion that exists in creatures we're only beginning to understand. Sometimes the most heartbreaking stories are also the most beautiful, reminding us that love transcends species, that grief is the price we pay for having loved deeply, and that healing is possible even after the greatest losses. If Luna's story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to believe in the power of love and second chances. Subscribe for more incredible true stories that celebrate the emotional lives of the amazing animals we share this planet with. Until next time, remember that every creature has a story, and every story deserves to be heard.